That's Jada. That's
Hey, welcome and grand afternoon. Thank you for chiming in to the third episode of Let's Converse with your host, Adrice Morgan. Someone had inboxed me this topic today that we're going to speak about, and I've been meaning to speak about this for a while, but I didn't think that you guys would understand or you was really in tune what I was conversing about. What we conversed about when it comes to this topic. And the person inboxed me and stated with this question: do I know about spiritual extractions in the industry and levels of spirituality in the industry? And I had to do this video. I told him I'll do a video of it. It'd be a great topic to press. But it's very deep and it's a little off taken. Some of you guys wouldn't understand, or overstand what I'm speaking of. But the spiritual ones definitely know. Now, for one, when you deal with a contract with an industry or a contract within a corporation, basically you kind of coincide with taking an oath. And that oath is knowing the legal terms of the wordplay. Okay, it's all wordplay. This is why you need a lawyer present when you're dealing with contracts, or a lawyer present in the judicial system, is because it's not English you're dealing with. It's like legal wordplay that you have to know. And this wordplay could either decipher whether you are a free being or you are a lifetime slave. So knowing the lingo within these industries is very important. So that's the first step dealing with the contract, is taking an oath to keep the lingo intact, to keep the lingo and the secrets within the wordplay intact. The second part of it is the spiritual part, whereas if it's physical, where it's basically witchcraft. I've been telling you the whole time, if you want to know how this government moves, study witchcraft. If you want to know how these high-ranking witches move, study witchcraft. Nothing's new under the sun. They keep doing the same thing ever since the 50s, 30s, 20s, whatever. So you have about 2 to 3 high-ranking witches in the industry. One of them I know is Sabrina Brockovich, and the other one, I forget her name. She got the gold teeth in her mouth and everything. It's the one you always see with Offset and Cardi B and them. These high-ranking witches teach these artists how to extract energy from the fans, not just with the music, because they definitely do seances and stuff over the music, but they do it coinciding with shows. You see, the artist doesn't really make money with sales, and as you can hear me saying, sales. Wordplay is everything. When you are an artist and your album sells, what I mean by sales is your music can literally change the structure of someone's cells, change the structure of how they think, how they feel, energy-wise. Sales. So the artists really don't make no money off the sales. They make the money off the shows. They have to show themselves. And within them showing themselves, the witches teach them how to extract energy when they show themselves. This is the reason why when artists do shows, they're on a high plate. They're on a stage and you're lower. Your subconscious don't know the difference between you praising the Most High and praising someone on stage. Your subconscious is very direct. It doesn't know no difference, and they know this. They actually build off of your subconscious, not your consciousness, your subconsciousness. They build off of this because they know that you're not tapped into it at all. So when you're on stage and you're doing this hova, all that shit like that. Excuse me, I don't know if you heard me because somebody was calling me. When they're doing a hova, like when the Jay-Z Fade to Black and the girl was looking like she's going through a trance and whatever, she was literally going through a trance because that energy was being siphoned from her. As well as you throwing up his logo, his symbol of energy. That's what he used for energy, to extract energy. Not just him, many artists are tapped in with witchcraft. High-ranking artists such as Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Dr. Dre, Eminem. A lot of these high-ranking artists already know about witchcraft and know how to extract energy from you. Okay, that's one part. The second part is the physical energy that they extract from you physically by physically touching you. Okay, this is the reason why Chris Brown do $1,000 greeting meets, is because he's literally taking these females' energy. He's taking something from them. This is the reason why he's hugged up on them the way he's hugged up on them. You've never seen an artist do that before. Chris Brown already have stated that he's an alien, he's a demon, and where he's said this plenty of times already. He's literally taking energy from these females. You dig? Literally. And he's using it for himself, or whatever he's putting it into, he's putting it into. You have many artists who does this. Usher is one, but we heard about Usher being physical with artists. Usher's not just being physical with you. He's taking something from you. Okay, he's a high-ranking witch himself. He has become one. When you are a gatekeeper and you're a person who brings people in, you are a high-ranking witch. You have the control of the spiritual essence of the people that you're dealing with, or people around you as well as yourself. I did a study back in the early 2000s of how artists would go into certain towns. And in that town, after they leave from doing shows, it'll be a high, within 6 months to a year, like the HIV be up or STD rates be up like crazy. Yeah. These artists, they don't use protection. Okay. They're doing spells on you and you don't even know it. They're doing rituals and you don't even know it. You think they like you and they fucking you. They're not just fucking you. They're taking something from you. Okay, these artists know exactly what they're doing. You feel me? So this brings me into the medium. Her name is Sloan. I forget her last name, but she had just recently did a medium reading on Julio Folio, and everything made sense because I was doing these studies back in the early 2000s of how artists are able to tap into the astral projection realm, the astral plane, and make moves in the astral plane. This is the reason why you have Travis Scott, Astral World. All these people talking about third dimensional, they know how to tap into that and use other people that they need to use energy to take it from the astral plane through astral projection. What I mean is, Miss Sloan stated that Julio Folio was his family was into obeah, and he was protected. And how she knew he was protected is because when he got killed, he was surrounded around gargoyles. His spirit was surrounded around gargoyles. These gargoyles were sent to protect him so nobody snatched his spirit out the astral plane. You feel me? So I was like, wait a minute. Snatch his spirit out the astral plane. And I really had to do some deep searching, as well as Miss Sloan said this. Artists and high-ranking witches are able to go into the astral plane and snatch you as you're exiting your body, or as you sitting there, can't believe that you just died. Your spirit is sitting there looking, and they're coming and snatching you and putting your energy into them, putting your spirit into them, so they can take on the energy of you, because you had the cells or you had the following that they didn't have, and everything. This explained more when Denzel Washington and Vivica Fox, Taraji P. Henson, Jim Carrey, a lot of these artists explain that when they tap into certain characters, they go into the astral plane to basically the character that they're playing. They can take that character from the astral plane, whoever was that character, they can take it and become that. They could become that energy, and they could do it even with someone alive. You know, this is how you had Cameron tap into Alpo so thoroughly. Don't think that these artists are not dealing with witchcraft, okay? To be around for a certain amount of time in the industry, you have to know about witchcraft, because they're using it to keep themselves relevant in different spiritual aspects. Nothing is physical here. Only you living in the physical. So when you see certain artists, when an artist pass, a certain artist be hoisted up in the air for no reason. They didn't bring out an album. They didn't make a sign a major deal. They didn't do anything. They just hoisted up. You got to ask questions. So when I seen Snoop Dogg hoisted up for the Olympics, and they had him carrying the torch, Snoop Dogg now, come on. They had him carrying the torch, all this and that. He wearing the Baphomet Olympic pendulum, everything like that. I'm like, okay, what's this for? But let me go back 2 weeks, because there's a 2-week theory in the industry. Once somebody speak up, it's 2 weeks later you get killed. So we go back 2 weeks, and 2 weeks before that happened, Julio Fulio got put down. It wasn't an ordinary hit. This was a set, staged hit professionally. And they always said, watch the person that gets the reward. Watch him be hoisted up. And the only person you've seen get hoisted up in the music industry since that happened was Snoop Dogg. The same way Pimp C said Russell Simmons is gay, allegedly, and got killed 2 weeks later, allegedly. The same way Joan Rivers was asked if we ever have a gay president, and she said we already have it with Obama, and Michelle Obama's a tranny, and allegedly 2 weeks later she's killed. I can go on and on with the 2 week theory and keep telling you that artists get killed 2 weeks later from speaking their minds, or even John Cappy breaking the list out and 2 weeks later he being killed allegedly. So when you tap into this spiritual part of the world, you'll understand what's really happening behind the scenes. Nothing is physical. Everything is spiritual. So when you have artists make certain songs, they're making certain songs to gain your energy. Your inner chi is how they stay alive. There's no difference between the witch and Snow White on Disney cartoons where she bite the apple or she take the youth from the young girl and become young again. There's no difference between that. It's the same thing they're doing. They're just using it with music and spiritual frequencies and energy, keeping themselves young as well as blood. You know, you heard Kim Kardashian said they use transfusions from babies and all this and that. Where they get the babies from? Okay, so you don't even understand how wicked your artists, the artists that you may love, the top artists that you may love, how wicked they are. You don't even understand the demonic things or the nasty shit they have done to keep their place in the industry. You can just put it like this. If we're still in a world where they look upon us as less than because our skin color, you think they will allow this black man and his skin color to rule? The only way he will be able to rule if he was able to do every single detrimental thing to himself that they asked him to do, and he was willing to do it. So they know he have no pride, no soul, no glory for himself. So this nigga, which is a real nigger, is willing to do anything to sell his people out. And we don't just have one, we have hundreds of these niggas that's willing to do anything to sell their people out and to keep you in the spiritual chains. This is what I'm speaking of when I say spiritual projection and astral projection and stuff like that. They're using this to gain access to you. This is the reason why in astral world, over 10 people was killed. And if you look closely, you've seen dark entities jumping in the crowd, snatching souls. That show, you've seen it in the physical, but it was really happening in the spiritual realm. That's why the souls was able to get in. They allow this to open up gates and portals in their shows. You think that the mouths on the stage and the legs opening on the stage is just a part of the show? Those are portals being opened. You just don't believe that this stuff happens in the spiritual aspect the way because you can't see it. That's the thing. These aren't your eyes. This is your eyes. This is your eyes right here. These aren't your eyes. These are just visual aspects for you to see what's being projected into your spectrum. This right here is your spiritual eye for you to open up to see exactly what's happening around you, to understand what's really going on. All right? So that was my take on giving you the knowledge of the spiritual realm and astral projection and spiritual taking the spiritual energy from someone. This has been happening for years and years, and we just don't call them vampires no more. We don't call them witches no more. We don't call them warlocks no more. Everything is demon. But these people had names and they had missions before the same way they have it now. Nothing has changed. They just changed the way the house that they do it in. That's it. They changed the house. They changed the concept of the house the house that they do it in. The house that they do it in looks beautiful to you. It looks like a mansion. But when you go in, some of y'all never come out. You dig? Because you are in lust on all of the beauty of wickedness and chaos. So you will be food too. You will be cattle also. Okay? So I didn't want to keep you too long. Thank you for chiming in. Look out for the news broadcast coming soon. Look out for outside interviews coming soon. We got a couple of interviews coming up. I'm trying to get this show together. I'm doing this by myself right now, and I'm trying to make it happen. So you know my motto: make sure your best move, make sure your next move is your best move, and make sure everything is easy. Thank you for chiming in to Let's Converse. Haha.